makes you magnetic. It makes you stand taller, think sharper, and live louder without even raising your voice. The more you honor your word, the more your presence demands respect. And you don't do it to impress anyone. You do it to become the person you promised yourself you would be. 1 week of that mindset, that lifestyle, that commitment can break years of self-doubt. You'll look back and realize how much time you spent waiting for motivation when all you ever needed was discipline. You'll realize that 1 week of doing what you said you'd do created a version of you that no longer seeks permission, no longer hesitates, no longer explains. Just 7 days of self-control, silence, sacrifice, and structure can turn your goals into lifestyle and your vision into identity. The world will notice, not because you told them, but because they can't ignore it anymore. Small habits repeated daily create big transformation. It's never about some grand gesture or sudden breakthrough that turns a life around. It's about the little choices you make every single day, the quiet decisions that no one sees, the moments when you choose action over comfort, effort over laziness, and purpose over distraction. People think that change is supposed to be loud and dramatic, but the truth is that the most powerful transformations happen in silence. They happen when you commit to small, consistent actions that align with your vision. Waking up just 30 minutes earlier, drinking more water, reading 10 pages of a good book, writing down your goals, taking a 5-minute walk, staying off social media in the morning. These don't seem like much at first, but when done daily with intention, they build discipline. They create a foundation. They rewire your mind to seek growth over gratification. Most people underestimate the power of small habits because they're not instantly rewarded. They want fast results. They want recognition. They want to feel different after one day. But transformation doesn't come from what you do once. It comes from what you do consistently. Those small daily actions may not feel like they're moving mountains, but over time, they change your entire landscape. You don't notice it at first, but your mindset starts to shift. Your body starts to feel stronger. Your thoughts become more focused. Your confidence grows. And soon, you realize you're not the same person you were last week. Not because you did something massive, but because you didn't quit. You stuck with the habits that felt boring to most people. And that's what makes you powerful. The key is in the repetition. Repetition builds rhythm, and rhythm builds results. When you do the same positive action day after day, your brain starts to accept it as identity. You stop trying to be disciplined. You become a disciplined person. You stop trying to be focused. You become focused. That's the magic of small habits. They sneak up on your old identity and quietly replace it with a stronger one. You begin to do the right things without thinking, not because you have to, but because it's who you are now. And this is how you become unrecognizable. Not through a single burst of effort, but through a week of consistent, quiet power. People look at you and wonder what changed. They don't see the habits behind the scenes. They don't see the early mornings, the disciplined meals, the quiet reflection, the intentional actions, but they feel the shift. They sense the difference. Success is not a one-time event. It's a lifestyle built on repeated behavior. You become what you repeat. If you repeat procrastination, you become unreliable. If you repeat discipline, you become unstoppable. That's why 7 days of small intentional habits can change your life. They start to replace chaos with order, doubt with clarity, and weakness with strength. You begin to trust yourself more because every action becomes proof that you are showing up. Every decision becomes a brick in the foundation of your new life. And over time, that foundation becomes so strong that nothing can shake it. The world begins to adjust to the new version of you, not because you shouted it from the rooftops, but because your habits told the story for you. You didn't need applause or permission. You needed repetition. That's what people miss. They chase motivation instead of building structure. They wait to feel inspired instead of building a system that works whether they're inspired or not. Small habits are the secret. They're the key to unlocking the person you were always meant to become. And the best part is anyone can start today. No matter how far behind you feel, no matter what your past looks like, small habits offer you a chance to rebuild, to restart, to reimagine yourself one simple step at a time. Silence your distractions, amplify your vision. We live in a world that is constantly loud, loud with opinions, loud with comparisons, loud with fear, noise, and pressure. Every second of the day, something is trying to pull your attention away from what really matters. Whether it's your phone, social media, the news, or even the voices of people around you. Distraction is always knocking, and the problem isn't that the distractions exist. The problem is that most people answer knock without thinking. They hand over their focus without realizing. They allow the world to dictate their pace, their priorities, and even their identity. But the people who change their lives in 1 week are the ones who decide to go quiet. They don't make noise about what they're doing. They don't beg for attention or seek validation. They shut off the outside world so they can hear their own soul speak. Because in the silence, your vision gets louder. When you silence distractions, you make space for clarity. You start to remember who you are and what you truly want. You stop living on autopilot and begin operating with intention. You stop reacting to life and begin creating it. Distractions are dangerous because they are often disguised as harmless. A quick scroll, a short video, a pointless conversation, they add up. They chip away at your time, your energy, and your momentum. And before you know it, you've wasted another day being busy but not productive. You've entertained everything except your purpose. But when you become intentional about protecting your focus, things begin to shift. You become selective about what you give your energy to. You start to choose peace over chaos, depth over noise, and vision over distraction. You learn to sit with yourself not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Amplifying your vision requires space. It needs stillness. It needs a mind that isn't overstimulated